Today's episode is about how to make friends. So it's estimated that 40% of us feel pangs of loneliness. So take this scenario. You're a busy working mum, you run your own business, at night you crash into bed, and in spare time you might go for a run or you just do a bit of shopping. But the reality is you're beginning to feel really lonely and disconnected. So what's going on? Now, the one archetype who is very good at making friends and genuine friendships is the girl next door. So many of us have actually lost touch with how to make friends. The older we get, actually, the fewer friends we have. And I'm all for having quality friendships and deep and meaningful ones, but we can't always have quality friendships all the time. Friends move away or your life circumstances change. And one of the false beliefs that people have is that all friendship should be very deep and meaningful. And the reality is, all friendship does not have to be deep and meaningful. So what do we do if you are feeling disconnected and by yourself? One thing that has really caused the pot to stir is this whole social media. Because actually, in some ways, although social media should be bringing us close together, in some instances, it's making us feel even worse because we look on our Instagram and what do we see? We see our people who we think are our friends doing something and you're not invited to it, and that just creates even more loneliness and feeling disconnected. So let's go back to this girl next door archetype. What does she do really well that she's so good at making friends? Well, the first thing is what she does really well is she's really good at showing up in person, right? And if you're invited to a coffee morning or some event, which is a social event, and not just business work events, but social friendships, and they do often happen, even if everything in you saying, I'll stay home, I'll put my feet up, don't. Just make the effort and go, because friendships take time to develop and establish. So one thing is show up in person. And the second thing the girl next door is really good at is she has no airs and graces, right? She's calm, she's natural, imagine people like the whole Reese Witherspoon kind of character, someone who you all want to be with and hang out with. And what she's also good at is, despite having no airs and graces, she's also very true to herself and only does what she really wants to do. Fourth point, if you really want to start connecting and making more friends, let people know you are thinking of them. So if you say, read an article you think somebody might be interested in, or read a book, or anything you come across, and you know someone in your social circle who you don't know well, why don't you ping them a text, or next time you meet up with them, say, hey, I thought about you and this is for you. Let people know you're thinking about them. And I know I said before, social media can create this FOMO, fear of missing out, but at the same time, social media means that you can stay in touch in the right way and start fostering those friendships. And last but not least, one thing we do find is that the more isolated we become, and this is what research has shown, that people who feel lonely or feel isolated, they can start becoming a bit more judgmental and a bit more kind of difficult. If you're going to have those kind of thoughts about people when you meet them, just take a step back and just have a think, because this is what else research has shown. People's lives are usually far more complicated than they make out, right? So give people slack. If someone cancels you at the last minute, that's okay. Let them off, rather than say, okay, well, I'm never seeing that person again. The way we connect with other people, the way we feel about a community is really, really important. And so if you are somebody who, due to life circumstances, is beginning to feel lonely and isolated, start taking those baby steps, start reaching out and start showing up. If you're the girl next door, this is what you're amazing at. So share your experiences, comments, tips in the comments below.